What's good, y'all? It's your girl exclusive. I always say, welcome, 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 first and foremost. But I always say, here with exclusive, I always keep it 100 because anything less is somebody else. I thank you all. You guys have been showing me amazing love all week, all across my social medias, chiming in. We just hopped off a live. Where it was kind of like my pre-warm up, and we had some amazing conversation. Also, shout out to Poetry Life because without them, there would still be me, but you guys wouldn't be introduced. So I thank God for Poetry Life and TK the Poet. And he'll give you his spiel because although I think I know it, I can't recite it. So I am your host. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Poetry After Dark. We're going to get into it. If you want to come up on a platform and spit, then please feel free. You're welcome on my platform. Wipe your feet off before you come in the house. But bring it all. We here. Don't get us banned, but we here. So, first and foremost, I want to give honor to where honor is due. And I want to bring a guest up who is also the main supporter of Poetry Life. He is Poetry Life. So, TK, if you're out there, please pop up, introduce the people to you, and we're going to get into it.
Hey, we here. We live in effect. We live in effect. Hey, if y'all didn't know, but now y'all know it's TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't gotta quote it. If I spoke it, you already know what they mean. Y'all wrote it, all original. Hey, y'all dig the slogan? What's going on, exclusive?
It's going on. It's going down. We here.
Hey,
As
we
I say.
here. It's
Uh,
9:30.
anything less ain't what we was aiming for.
Look, so are you ready for tonight?
Of course not, but I am.
And of course not. Okay, okay,
I stay nervous so I can stay humble.
okay, okay.
I stay a little nervous so I can stay humble, but everything is being perfected. So
Mm,
all is well. I may stumble, I may not, but we gonna find out. And it can't get anything but better from here. We here every Friday night, 9:30. If I'm not here, then I will definitely leave somebody comparable in my place. But we here.
yes, and
It's
also everybody
poetry.
that's in the comments, let me know if y'all want to come up, put in the comment section that y'all want to come up, and we can bring you up here. Let me see. Let's see. We got someone. So I'm excited. Okay,
It's
okay.
understand. Okay, yes, I know exactly who they are. I got
Okay.
family popping up, people I consider family popping up, and so I'm just excited. I'm excited.
We here, but I got a couple questions. I know you the host, but you let me
No,
interview.
please warm
Let,
me up.
let me interview the host. So, poetry. What does it mean to you?
Poetry for me is the opportunity to, for lack of a better term, minister to broken hearts and minds,
Mm,
to get things off our chest, not just my chest, but to get into the heart of somebody else and be able to bleed that out in a way that it can be manifested through word. It can be seen if you close your eyes. It can be tasted if you close your mouth, or even if you don't. Poetry for me is a lifeline.
okay, okay.
Straight up,
So,
it's a lifeline.
when did you actually pick up poetry?
Uh, I picked up poetry when I was middle school, high school. I used to have an English teacher. Her name was Juanita Matthews. I haven't
Mm,
spoken with her in years. So shout out to her if anybody knows who she is. She was an English teacher at Laurel High School in Maryland, Laurel, Maryland. And she wrote this book called The Chestnut Steed. And she
mm,
would literally have me come and sit beside her at her desk and give her my opinion about what I've thought about what she wrote.
mm.
And I've always wanted an opportunity to have an outlet, but growing up in the type of household that we grow up in, a lot of times you're not able to express yourself without consequence, for lack of a better term. So once I found the opportunity to get my feelings out on paper, and nobody knew if it was real or something that I made up, but I knew what it was. It just became my therapy. It became my diary. It became a lifeline.
Okay, okay. So, with that being said, today, have you felt like the style of you writing poetry have changed since since you started and now, or what have changed your poetry writing? That's a better question.
Social,
So,
the ability to be in front of massive people.
okay.
And the reason why I feel like that has changed is because people are more intense.
Mhm.
They understand that it's body language, it is form, it's an art form. And so I think that people have been challenged to become their art and not just write it down and spit it on paper. I feel like I am an amazing writer. But if you ask me to get in front of people and become that transparent or that vulnerable or embody that and bring character to it, that's something that I'm still developing because in my mind, when I wrote it, I felt it, but I never thought to figure out how to manifest that on outside. So that's one of the things even I admire about you being an artist is that you bring poetry to life. And for anybody who's come in contact with you, at least in my circle, it's a never ending compliment. It's always, "Ooh, I like this," or "Ooh, I like that." And so I am in the process of perfecting to be not like you because there can only be one, but to be a better version of myself.
Right, right, most definitely. So, tell me about your new platform, Poetry After Dark.
Poetry
What,
After Dark.
what about?
Yeah, Poetry After Dark is something that we decided to kind of brew up to give people the opportunity to come and chill and relax and talk about the grown and sexy things. Or even if Poetry After Dark is your nightmare, talk about it. So we wanted to open up the platform and give artists an opportunity to kick back, give artists an opportunity to express themselves when we're in a more relaxed atmosphere. Me, myself, I love peace and quiet. I think well when it's peaceful and when it's quiet. But again, just wanted to be an extension of the Poetry Life platform and give the grown folks an opportunity to come out. Me, it's Friday night, but I'm a homebody.
Mhm.
So for a lot of people, going out, being in the street, being outside is not their thing. So here's where you can chill, you can vibe, you can have real conversations. We'll touch on a couple of bases, a couple of subjects. We want you to introduce your art and tell us what the meaning is behind that and not feel like you're trapped in the cycle of daytime adulting. So that's what Poetry After Dark is for.
Okay, I mean, like I love it because I really don't get out on Friday nights because I be working. So by the time I get out for work, I be kind of tired, laid back. So hey, but I like to be at home on Friday nights. Cuddled up with wife. Watching movies, chilling. Relaxing and stuff like that. So hey, shout out to wifey Nana, beautiful
Oh,
Nana.
yeah,
Check out her group page, Beautifully Us. Check
please.
out. She gonna be back in action. She's going through a little surgery, so she's gonna get well and get back to what she do. I told her today, I like, man, babe, I miss you being on live today. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's just our aura and we going back and forth and all this other stuff. So I kind of told her I kind of missed that. So we gonna get back to action. But yeah,
Period.
after dark, this is what I'm here for. Like let's get these poets going on. But also, hold on, wait a minute. I want people to know that hey, we do got shirts, we
And
got merch.
do
Hold on, we have the shirts, little
got
advertisement, going on. Hold on, we got more. Don't stop there. We have more. Check out, our gear, Poetry Life. We have shirts on top of shirts, on top of shirts. Poetry
yeah,
Life. Get your merch.
get your
Hey,
merch.
hey, we are here. We got all
Where's
different
the
colors.
microphone? That's
Hey,
my one. The microphone and the roses. Where's she at?
look, look. It's somewhere in all these shirts. Well, we got it. We got it. We got it though. So, it's 10 minutes after, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor, and if you want to kick it off with the first poem, and show people how you does it, you know, give the people a little show.
Oh my. Give the people a little show. Are we wait, do we have people in the waiting room?
Right now we have no one in the rating room right now. So they're gonna
First
come
of
in.
all,
They
where?
hey, you know how
Where don't
we do it. You know how
we're in
we late.
the bet. I will give it my best. Let's go ahead and kick it off.
Okay, let's go. And also, give us a little detail about your poem, and so people can get a little bit more insight about your poem as well. But I'm gonna give you the flow. I'm gonna let you do what it do. So we're gonna go ahead and get exclusive. Take over. She is the host of the show. So shout out to her and let her do her thing. It is what it is. Exclusive.
And okay, so let's start with one. Let's start with that's her energy. The backstory to that's her energy is that Poetry Life had a contest. They had a poetry slam type contest. It was the first time I entered anything. I didn't want to. TK was like, I'm punching your lip if you don't. He really didn't. But basically, just kind of lit the fire. And I had an amazing time. Got all the way up to the final round. Shout out to the second year champion, Finn the Human. He gonna come up here at some point, I hope. But it was an opportunity, and I enjoyed every part of it. At the end of that, the champion of Poetry Life for the second year in a row challenged me to write a poem without using the word the. And so that's her energy, actually is T for that, H for her, and E for energy. I didn't use the word the, but I titled it using those three letters. So that's where it came from. And prayerfully, I'm going to be able to spit this to you off the dome. And I'm a visual person. So if I close my eyes, please don't be offended. I'm just inside here trying to make sure that y'all get it. So introducing that's her energy. Like a syringe, I binge through your veins and get you high. I shoot shots that'll make you feel like you want to binge. Watch how addictive it makes you feel if you don't cringe. Come take this trip. I know you want to. Get your mind played with like in Battleship. You sent for me, so I'm coming for you. I'm like a nymphomaniac, sexual, sapiosexual type fantasy. And word porn is absolutely my favorite adult category. Or you can watch me play with myself instead. When I'm up here in my brain giving my own self head, yeah, I did. Mm. Did I mention I'm orgasmically a mind freak? And sometimes that pen spits so hard and so deep that it'll put me to sleep with tears running down my face onto paper sheets. See? Ooh, I made you look. You so nasty. Let me feed you like it's your last meal. Hold still. That taste you have in your mouth is for a specific reason. It's my specially blended organic season. And now that you're fully injected with my flavor, let me do you one more favor. I'm gonna wrap this plate up for now. You can eat it more later. This is something that I promise you, you're going to want to savor. And yes, I'm positive. If you run all my tests, I'm going to come back 100. Nevertheless, this I need you to understand is I am a rare flavor. Therefore, this serving size between my thighs is a special cut. It's a special cut. Understand? Therefore, everything else, I would consider it synthetic, cloned, or maybe inconclusive. That's why I'm the only thing on your menu. My name is exclusive. Thank you. That's her energy. Now, getting into that, that's where she came from.
Straight fire. Straight fire. Exclusive. She is here. Hey. Comment section. Hey, like, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up, man. Let's share. Like, share the platform. That's the only way we can
Oh, you
grow.
know
Is
what? I didn't myself.
platform.
Oh,
Like, look, facts. How did? Hey, we got fire from the comments. Hey, they saying it was fire. All praises. All praises. Okay, okay. That's what I want to see. A shout out to all the viewers out there. Y'all coming on this Friday night to show y'all support. I greatly appreciate it. Got the You good?
okay. Say something
Okay,
again. It was staticky. Yes.
okay,
Uh,
okay. We good. A little difficulty, but we here. Hey, awesome poem. How long did it take for you to write the poem?
actually, it took me about 2 days.
Two
It was the
days.
challenge for me. So
Mm,
about 2 days, and then having to go back and taking out the word "the."
mm. What was that
So
difficult for
trying to find
you to keep the word "the" out
yes
of it?
to
Mm,
take it to take it out. Yes,
mm,
to take it out because only after I presented it did I add nevertheless. But I had
mm,
to present it the way that it was challenged to me first, and then I went
mm.
back and added it. But even when
Oh,
it was taken out, I just said none, nevertheless. So yeah, it took a lot of erasing to get that through.
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, but let me see. I think I got a poem that
Let's go.
that's no. I don't know. Hey man, I'm not as good. Let me see. What can I do? Look, I've been thinking about this all day. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm like, man, what poem can I do? Because I ain't got that, that sexual window type poetry. More is mine's more like, real life. But hey, one
Okay,
day,
I want to hear that. That's my favorite. But do you know what that means? I need that.
look, you need that one. Okay,
I
okay,
need
okay.
her.
We
Go
we
first.
gonna did it. We're gonna do I did it. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and take the center stage and I'm gonna bring you up when we done. So what's going on, y'all? If y'all didn't know who I am TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't gotta, yeah, that way. So I'm one of the most explosive uh poet out there. Look, I say I'm one of the best in the world. So, but exclusive, she wanted me to give y'all I did it. Now, I did it is it's kind of it's personal to me because it's a lot of truth in it, and also it's a lot of me that's in the poem. So I'm coming to you real raw and uncut, and but also it's some knowledge in there. So y'all pay attention, listen to the bars as I spit it. Okay, so here we go. They say you love our black queens, but they make it hard to with the attitude, the disrespect. See the movement of their neck, and they expect us to keep them on this high horse. I told her I couldn't because I ain't never seen a nigga on a nag. But you know what gets me mad? They don't see it's a king because they passed her like we did it. Having flashbacks of the past and it's too vivid. Well, okay, well, I did it to some women in my past. But this not then. And all I'm trying to do is win because ain't nothing like black men. And yes, we all losing our value like the American dollar. But you know what's fouler? We raising our kids in the same manner. But you know what gets me madder? We keep on screaming Black Lives Matter. Okay, I get it, Queen. Y'all so strong. Y'all been holding it down without a king for so long. Y'all so INDEPENDENT. But do y'all know what that means? You want a man but don't need a man. When you get a man, you don't let a man be a man. Because majority of your life, you have to be that man. You want to continue with that plan? Don't get me wrong. See, I love my black queens. But do y'all know what that means? See, I love the will that you have to keep fighting. It's exciting to see no matter what your persevere, it's done without fear because failure is not an option. But I know y'all tired of feeling like y'all in an auction. How y'all been giving us the best y'all have to offer. Love, commitment, sacrifice of self. Not strictly when times get tough, but we act like that's not enough. Because we only see money as value. We skip right past the foundation. Good, strong black men see through all the smokes and mirrors. We see other men errors. So let me make it clearer. See, I was raised by a single black queen. And y'all might ask, so what does that mean? That means I didn't see men enter her life and at the same time take a part of her life. See all the arguments, the abuse, the abandonment. Damn it, man. I became those same men until I heard my mama voice. She said, son, you seen what I've been through. For you to turn out to be those same men that disrespectful to me. Because I kept in the best shoes. I paid rent was due. You never seen me cry because I never wanted you to. And you became these same dudes? Not cool. Now you have these women questioning who raised you. Okay, mama, I hear you. So like I was like Urkel messing up and tripping over everything until Stefan appeared. That's when I realized I had to change too, because I couldn't remain being the same damn fool. Because now I have sons, gotta teach them this is what you don't do. So when they get their wives, it's gonna be in a different tone when they ask them who raised you. So I get it, Queens, why some of y'all the way y'all are. But you have to leave that hurt in the past and drive forward. So let me start by saying I apologize for all the men that betrayed you, hurt you, thought they had a better option. Like, nigga, fuck you. Always told you lies that was not true. And 9 out of 10, Queens, is not you. It's us. The ones that see a homeboy messing up their chick and still give these niggas high fives. I can't lie. As men, we need to do way better. Willie Lynch, we need to start reading all these slave letters and get our ingredients right. And that's some original spice. Because everything don't need lemon pepper. And you ain't no step until you step for your family. And stand up daily, not annually. Because it's affecting our black queens, young kings badly. But sadly, we both need to do better. Well, I did it. That was, you know,
I'm
hey,
getting feedback from the Peanut Gallery. They like, I love that poem. A
look,
lot of them heard it at the
look,
birthday
it took a
party and
lot of,
they love it.
but I love that poem because it's the truth. It's a lot of stuff that I did in my past where I felt like I mistreated the woman, but also in that poem is also displaying that a lot of women are hurt, and they enter in this same relationship with hurt and pain and expecting a different outcome. But you can't go into a relationship with old baggage and expecting to find something new inside the luggage.
Mm-hmm.
You have to throw that old stuff away. Every man is different. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of these women, they so used to being doing everything on their own. They so independent. When they get a man that try to come in and try to show them like, look, you ain't got to do all that. They start to get, they don't know what to do. They start panicking like, oh, well, hold on, I'm losing control because I always had control over everything. But
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for the women like, hey, when you get a good man, like it's time for you to step back. You working too hard.
Mm-hmm.
All these single parents, all these single mothers out here be working 2 or 3 jobs to provide for their kids while the child father not doing nothing. Y'all understand that y'all so used to doing everything because y'all had to. But when you have a good man
Mm-hmm.
that comes in, like, look, let me lighten the load. Let me take some of that off of you. You know, don't embrace that. Please do. Please do, women. Embrace that. Don't push that man away. Embrace that. Take the load off of you. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that poem was about. I did it. I did it. So exclusive.
I love it. I love it. I love I did it. I have a question for you. At
Okay,
what
go ahead.
where was your turning point? At what point did you no longer see women as on the auction block? At what
Well,
point did you change that perspective?
well, it wasn't until I say by it was some years back. I say by 3 or 4 years ago, maybe
Mhm,
5, maybe been 5 years ago,
mhm,
that I was in a relationship and stuff like that. We was and stuff like that, all this stuff. But she was like this. We was like the same people. She was a Virgo, I was a Virgo, and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff that she did was the stuff I did, all the cheating, the lying and trying to come up with lies and trying to hide your footsteps. I did all that. You can't do that to me. Like I am him. I did that. So, but then it came to a
Timothy.
point where, like, look, I am Timothy. You know what I'm saying? You can't burn that. But the thing what the changing point was that made me realize, like, damn, that was a messed up feeling. Like, I was like, man, for someone to tell you that they love you, but still do things the way they want to do without cheating and all this other stuff, then that person come back and say, "Oh, I love you." Like, that's not love. Like, nah. And then I was doing that to women. I'm like, I really don't care. It was about me. It was about, like, if it didn't please TK, then I don't care about that. But now that I was on the other shoe, on the other foot, I'm like, oh wow, this is different. This is what women be feeling when I be doing them the same way. I'm like, oh, I don't want nobody else to feel that way. So they what made me want to change. Like, look, the wife that I have right now, like, I told her I want to be the best husband that you ever have. You know, I
Mhm.
don't all the other stuff. Like, I realized, like, damn, I want to put no other person through that, because it's messed up. You're playing with people emotions and feelings and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I had to go through that to really realize, and also prepare me for my wife. If I never
Mhm.
went through that, I probably had the same mentality.
Mhm.
And I wasn't ready for her then. That's why, like I said, timelines are crazy. You never know what may happen in your future by the things that you do now. So
Mhm.
out to her. But
Do you feel like you lost any of your do you feel like I'm sorry. Do you feel like you lost any of your masculinity in your vulnerability?
no, no, not necessarily, because at the simple fact that I realized, oh, okay, I did the same shit. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
It's karma. It comes back to you. I'm like, okay, okay, cool. It wasn't that I lost. I'm like, okay, I just respected the game. That it is what it is. You gotta respect the game. When you
Gotcha.
when you play the game, hey, it's all fair. I can't get mad. But they say, hate the player, don't hate the game.
That part. I think it wasn't for me, it wasn't until and trust me, this is all leading up to the next piece. But I think for me, the first time I ever dated, or I can't even say dated, we went out. We had like one date. But the conversation was amazing. With another Pisces, I was like, "Ooh, this person gets me." And yeah, I thought it was, but it wasn't. So I think for me, I did get a taste of that. And it wasn't even because one was more cruel than the other. I think we both are or were just like antisocial, anti people. So it was like difficult to open up, difficult to be vulnerable, especially in person. And then apart, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, either you love it or so be it. And literally we grew silent. You know what I mean? So I haven't figured out, so to speak, what my compatibility sign is. I've absolutely played the fool a couple of times. I've stayed in situations where untruth. Um, but I thought I could see it through, my boy. I did not. So it's
Right.
been quite a bit of those. I know we were having a conversation on Poetry Life. Shout out to Poetry Life, about homosexuals and gold diggers and what the
Mm,
difference is and how you feel about it. And we kind of carried some of that conversation into my pre-live today, where I just had a platform full of women. And you'd be surprised, but not, that there are a lot of women that you think are strong minded up here that do fall for potential
mm,
way before they understand that you're just meeting a representative, and who that individual actually is comes after that. But you have to grow into that character. It doesn't just pull up, not for everybody.
right, most definitely. So,
Absolutely.
so at any point of your life, did you dog any dudes out? Like, was you like savage?
Yes and no.
What, you savage? Exclusive? You? Hold on, it's a little bit choppy. It's a little bit choppy. You kind of
You have
froze, struck
to ask them
froze.
people. Uh, But anyway,
Look, exclusive. I think you need to go out and
because I
come
can
back.
see you, you can't see me.
No, it's a little bit choppy. You froze. So go
Can
out and come in. Go out and come back in. Okay. Yeah. We had a little difficult, but we here. It's poetry at the dark. Poetry at the dark. So, what poetry mean to me? While we get the host back on live. So, what poetry mean to me? Poetry is my safe haven. It's my counselor, my therapist, my best friend, because it's the pen and pad is what I tell every emotion, every feeling to. So, poetry is a way of me expressing my thoughts, my feelings, and all that. So I hope y'all enjoy. I did it. I have a couple more poems. Since this is Poetry Life, and we here for the poems. While we wait for exclusive to get here, let me go ahead and give y'all one more. Let's go. Let's see what's one I'm gonna do. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna do is Still I Rose. Still I Rose. Now, Still I Rose was a poem that one of my friends, close friends, Tiffany Harris, shout out to you, was talking about Maya Angelou and Still I Rise. So and she was like, yeah, she's one of the greatest poets, that ever, did this poetry. I'm like, yeah, of course, shouts out to her. But I said I'm gonna rewrite this poem. Still I rise. So here's my version. Yeah, I see you exclusive, but well, since exclusive, since I ain't gotta say my poem, we gonna go ahead and bring exclusive up here. Shout out. You saved me. I said I was about to go in the deep waters and go ahead and do my poem, but we here, we back.
it's okay. You can go right after this one.
Okay, okay.
You can go right after this one.
Let's get to it. So we have people in the backstage, but we're gonna
Yes.
right after uh right after you do your poem and my poem, then we'll bring them right up. So we
Bet.
they say don't run, don't hurt. Look, I'm a runner, I'm a track star, I'm a
I
runner.
see that. And you wait. Pause. Time out. Because you don't let me do it.
Look,
Mr. I did it. So do it.
oh, right now.
Period.
Oh, okay.
This is the first time I get to ow,
Hey, you the host with the most. Hey, you the host with the most. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take the flow. Let's go.
own it.
So okay, she want me to go. She acting like I ain't ready. I stay ready. So this is the shirt for Still I Rose. Still. Hold on, right? Right here. Still I Rose, Portrait Life, you know, cop the merch. We live in effect. But here's my poem, Still I Rose. As I sit at the park, watching my children play without a care in the world, flying kites, balloons drifting away. Had me thinking about my childhood, how I never had the opportunities or abilities, never no pleasantries, just days laying in that grass, looking at the pleasant trees. Just thinking how my life would be. I never thought in a million years that I have all these fucked up memories. See, they told me I was gonna amount to nothing. And I said, nothing? Well, that's something. I never believed what I was told. Yes, I found out the world was cold. But then that's when I realized it was the perfect time for me to grow. Like a flower, breaking through concrete and metal. Still I rose. Up against all the odds, even about I had against myself. Still I rose. Against all my naysayers, down players, high haters. Still I rose. Like my children bloomed, drifting away with no destination. Like me, I had to get away. It didn't matter where I was or where I was at. I knew I had to find my way. See, that's a different type of journey, but still I rose. Like Jesus on the third day. Yeah, I had to die too. But not physically, but mentally. To see I can grow spiritually. See, it was the hex on me, so I had to drop to my knees and pray to the Most High to cure me. And He did it instantly. That's why I don't doubt myself, because I overcame my adversities. Now I pray standing up. There's no more bleeding knees. Now I can see there's no more dark days. No more days of me being depressed. How? When the Most High said I was blessed. And still I rose and I continue to rise like the morning sun. or wake me up from a slumber to face another day I know I can conquer. There's no more fears, no more sad tears, but joy when I cry out. And y'all told me to try Yahweh. And I found out that he loved me. And he told me, you know why you rose? Because that's the flower of love and you were chose. So I paused for a second. I didn't want to question his authority. Then he told me, I'm going to need more than your loyalty. I need you to build your integrity. Because there's going to be some days you're going to feel like I'm not there, but I still need to keep that same intensity, that same energy, that same love for me. So still I rose. It's more than a slogan. It's my life. Still I rose. Whew, that be taking a lot out of me.
And where'd that come from? What's the backstory to Still I Rose?
Uh, like I said, one of my homegirls, Tiffany Harris, she was one of the judges in the Poetry Life.
Shout out.
We'll talk about Maya Angelou. She was talking about "Still I Rise" was like one of her favorite poems that she did. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to remix that. With the pot with it one time. And she like, man, you don't mess it up. I'm like, nah, I can't mess it up. So if I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna have to put some fire to it. So and in the process that of me writing that, it just came to me. I can't just explain how like I wrote it or the thoughts came. It just I just write. And that's what I give the most high all the credit because he put these words and thoughts in my head. So, I give him all the credit because like some of the stuff that I be rereading on my own work, I be shocking myself, like, wow, that's fire. So I'm a fan of myself. So,
How long
hey,
have you been
you said
how
what?
long have you been writing? How long have you been writing?
So my first poem I wrote in 2003, 2004, and I
Hmm.
still got that memorized as well. So
Mm-hmm.
but that's one of my first poems. So one of this dude named Mike Struggs, he asked me to do a church poem. And at that time I was in the street. I wasn't really, in church like that. So he's like, man, write me a poem about church. I'm like, you really want me to do that? You want me to write you a poem about church? He's like, yeah, I would like to hear what you think about it or what you think about church. So, I wrote it and I did it. But I've been writing music for a long time. A lot of people don't know I got like extensive like catalogs of music that nobody never heard. Some of y'all heard it, some of y'all not. But like I have like tons of songs I wrote and also like tons of poetry and stuff. So, I always been a writer.
What's your process in memorizing all of that art, like all of that? How do you keep that in your head?
Like so my thing is ever since I was a little kid, I was always able to remember a lot of stuff, retain a lot of information. Like one of my movies that I remember word for word was The Lion King. I knew that
Hmm.
word from start to finish. Everybody parts, everybody lines. I remember that whole movie. I used to sit back in my room and replay the whole movie or say the whole movie in my head. So I'm like, yeah, hey, tons of music in there. But and ever since then, I was always able to remember a lot of stuff. So, but what made help me remember a lot of things, I just repeat it. Then while I'm in the car, I listen to music. I turn up the radio and repeat it while the radio's playing. So if I can say my poem without being distracted by the music and anything, that just helped me memorize it and stop me from stumbling, fumbling, and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy. My process of memory of memorizing things kind of crazy, but So I don't know. Can you hear me? Are we good?
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm gonna bring up Mr. Eric Curry. We're gonna bring
And
up
Deacon,
Ricky Raven Curry. He in the building.
about to hear about them yams.
Hey, them yams, man.
Hey,
I'm
Hey,
what's
excited.
up,
Hey,
people?
it's a party.
hey, it's a party. It's a party.
What's up, people?
Hey, what's going
Hey,
on, Eric
Deacon.
Curry? Go ahead, man. What's
Hey,
going
how
on?
y'all doing?
I see you got some extra people. Like who are them people in the background?
Who
Hey,
all over there?
we on the set of Too Big for That. We just got to shooting a episode, and I knew I was late to this call, so I said, I gotta hear him get on. I told Exclusive I was gonna be here, so I wanted to make sure I was here for your show and your opening night. So I'm excited. I've been listening in. Y'all doing an amazing job, and I'm just glad to be here. Are y'all not entertained?
Look, we are entertained for real. Hey, we are here.
Yeah, we in the building. So this is Damien. He's my cousin. How y'all doing?
Okay.
And then this is Rod. He's my other cousin.
Okay.
And together we funny, man.
Okay. So what do y'all have going on?
Oh, we just shot episode 4. Is it episode 4 or 5?
It's supposed to be episode 4, but we didn't release 3 yet.
Oh, we haven't released 3 yet. So we just shot episode 4. Haven't released episode 3 yet. 3 and 4 will come out next week on Tuesday. We'll drop both episodes so everybody can see.
Okay. So do they do poetry? Are they a fan of poetry?
No, I'm the poet. I'm the poet.
You the poet?
Yeah.
So they I know they got some bars. 1 fish, 2 fish.
We eat bars. Candy bars. Candy bars.
Look, candy Kit Kat
Snack bars. We eat it. Was that all you can eat buffet bars?
Stay ready. Hey, I got a question for you. You know,
Hey,
I mean, I'm not the host. Go ahead, Exclusive. Do your thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Exclusive.
yeah.
Oh, we can't hear you, Exclusive. You breaking up. Are you breaking up, Exclusive?
Might be a signal issue.
Is it our signal or her signal?
Don't know.
I don't know. The time's still going. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, she must.
No, it was her signal.
Yeah, I think it's her signal.
Yeah, we're working it out. So, how was your week this week, Mr. Carey?
Oh, it's been good. You know, I wrote a poem this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting on the toilet, and I've been going through some things. I've been going through.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you good?
You know.
You good?
Huh?
You good? You cool?
No, I'm not good. You know, pain produces purpose. And I've been going through a lot of painful moments in my life. So I wrote this poem.
Okay.
On the toilet.
So while you was writing this poem, I guess it's the shit. You know what you trying to say?
Yeah, loud as you go. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, I guess
I guess we can say that it is.
hey man, I'm waiting to hear the shit, you know what I'm saying, that came from the toilet. Yeah, that way.
Yeah. You know, I want to mention that, you know, when you write something like this, it comes from a place of pain, you know, and I've been going through some really traumatic moments, especially this week. And trying to maintain, and it's just produced this wonderful and beautiful poem that I wrote because I've been struggling with my diet. So the title of this poem is Too Big for That.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give you the flow and let you go ahead and get your shit out.
Yes. Feed, fire, foe, fun. Have you ever seen a big black man run? Nah, I'm too big for that. Give me a flashlight and a whistle. Top class security of the world, Craig. I ain't chasing nobody. Because when I eat chicken, I eat bone and gristle. Leave fries in the bottom of the bag? Nah, I'm too big for that. Can I get to the yams? Oh yes, I can. They be calling my name. Beans, greens, tomatoes. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me entertained. Leave the dinner without a plate to go? Nah, I'm too big for that. Hiding Slim Jims and Jolly Ranchers in my hat. I stay strapped with extra crispy bacon in my backpack. Always getting seconds while I'm planning my snacks. Eat lunch right after breakfast. We call that back to back. And like Drake, I don't keep extra space on my plate. Want to know why? Because I'm too big for that.
Ooh, that is.
Too big for that.
Hey, most definitely. Like, hey, hey, they love the sweet yam part. They love the sweet yam part. Exclusive.
That's right where I came back in. I appreciate that. The Lord let me pop right in on time to hear about them yams.
Oh, you heard about the yams? You know, I can get to the yams.
Get to them. Back to back.
Yams.
Bean,
Can
greens,
I get to
tomatoes,
the yams?
potatoes.
Sweet. Oh, forgive me, Lord.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
my God.
Deacon.
Oh.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness.
Oh,
So
don't
now
invite
can I
me.
ask you? I can ask you a couple questions, right? I mean, because
Yeah.
technically speaking, I have a ton of fun with you. I appreciate your clean fun. You come from a place that I am not trying to get back to, but just a place that I had to redefine so I could serve the purpose the right way. And so I have the utmost respect for you. I love your craft. Um, I get that it is not just an art, but it's your ministry, and you are
Yeah.
serving that mantle well, sir.
Thank
So I appreciate you, and there is always a light and a humor and a comfort, even in your battling. I've had the privilege to be on the battle platform with you and our poetry group. Shout out to Poetry Life. Go and join, hop in, do whatever, support. You know what it is. You see it. You see the banner at the bottom.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
but you and I had the opportunity to go back and forth so much that I was trying to figure out in my sleep how to get back at you. What I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna say it. How do I jump in there and keep it on your level? Because just because
Yeah.
it's simplistic, and I mean without the ratchet, just because it is clean doesn't mean that it ain't powerful. And
Right.
so you challenge me to come at you from a perspective of humor and cartoons and superheroes and literally got on an airplane and went all the way out of town and found something that brought me right back to those poems. And you saw it, me trying to dump it in. I'm thinking about what's going on. Toy Story, toys gathered it. And that didn't even happen by happenstance or circumstance. It was still a divine appointment, even for me to see that. So I thank you. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I was 9 years old. I used to keep a binder, and I had this alter ego called Poetry Jack. So that was my name that I gave myself because even as a young man, I struggled with my parents not being together. So I would write poetry to express myself and talk about the things that I was experiencing as I was growing up. And I ended up uh, doing poetry in high school and winning awards, and then being a part of the speech club, and I won. I became second in state for UIL just for speech. So it was a it was a journey navigating through a space of how I use my words to express how I feel, and a lot of times I do that through comedy, but sometimes I do that through the expression of my heart. And I think that it's important for all of us as human beings to be able to express ourselves, and we can do that without taking it too far. There's a way to express ourselves and get people to understand exactly how we feel, and without offending anybody or crossing any lines. Um, and now, mind you, I think that it's important also for us to encourage the younger generation as well, to show them what that looks like to be able to express yourself in ways that you may not be accustomed to. So you're right. It is part of my ministry to be able to use my words to provide an example of how people can express themselves.
Amazing. And so I have a question for you, just to piggyback. And actually, I want to get the cousins involved, because why not? Y'all here. So you here. So my question is, now, have you brought up the topic of the homosexual versus the gold digger?
Oh no, we haven't talked about that. But
Y'all haven't
yeah.
talked about that. Okay, so then let me ask you this question that I asked TK. I'd like for you to answer the question. And then if the gentleman don't mind answering the question, I'd like to hear it all go in a row. And again, it'll circle back around to my next piece. But do you feel like you lost your masculinity and being vulnerable to someone, or to a person that you thought you were in love with or are in love with?
So I recently just got divorced, and and I think it's important to be mindful of how I speak about that, because I have two daughters. But for me, in my own personal experience, I navigated through a situation where, you know, people can pretend to love you just to get what they want, and when you discover what's real, you can let it affect you in ways that can probably bring you down. But I allowed the situation to propel me um, into my purpose. So rather than allowing myself to hold on to the pain, I let go of the pain and the disappointment and grab a hold to my purpose.
So no regrets in being transparent or being vulnerable, because you were giving the truest form of yourself.
No, no regrets. I think that it was. I'll never regret being me. Now, I may have had some moments where I didn't appreciate the person that I was being me with, but then that just taught me a lesson about the people that I choose to be myself with, and especially the woman that I decide to journey with by my side. That's supposed to be my helpmeet. So if that person that I choose um, is not real and genuine, then it doesn't change the fact that I am who I am. So I'm true to my character, and who God created me to be, regardless of what other people do. I don't change what I do. I think that that's the foundation of true love and true loyalty, for someone who really is a genuine person who loves, not just because it's what they're supposed to do, but it's a part of who they are. So if I love you, I'm gonna love you regardless of how and what you do towards me. If I'm loyal to you, it's not because you deserve it. It's because I give loyalty as a part of my character. So the things that I do and I provide to the people that I'm surrounding myself with, they get those things from me unconditionally, um, and nothing that they can do or say can determine the level of which I continue on sharing my love and loyalty.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, you preaching right now.
Yeah.
I love that. Said, cousin number one, you agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree.
We'll say cousin.
I
We'll
mean,
name cousin number one black shirt and cousin number two in a white shirt.
I, I definitely agree. Your experiences definitely, shape, I guess the way you view things and the way you look at things, but it, the way you treat people is a reflection of yourself. So,
if I want people to be honest and true and you know loyal to me, then I have to be that to them. So it's all about character. What type of character you are and you show to people is what they should expect in return.
Okay, so I have a twist on your question. Piggybacking off of that, so you don't feel like you've ever lost yourself, or you've ever lost a piece of your masculinity and being vulnerable in the assignment of love. You're
I
saying
wouldn't
no
say
because you gave yourself authentically.
yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, no, that's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I lost myself. I mean, you do get distracted at times, So there's nothing
Hmm.
wrong with getting distracted as long as you get back to where you were before you were distracted. I guess. I mean, it's all about foundation. What foundation do you have? And it'll help direct your path. So you know everybody's gonna get knocked back a step or two and get distracted, get off course, but get back on course and staying true to who you are is what makes all the difference.
I appreciate it. What about you, cousin number two?
I don't agree with nothing they said. I'm sorry. I don't agree with nothing they said. I'm
You a
just messing
savage
with
all
you.
the way.
Uh, you know, I've been knocked down a couple times myself, but as far as well, go ahead. Just kind of give me that question you asked again, real fast.
I know you didn't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like you lost? Do you feel like you lose your masculinity in the vulnerability of love?
Very much so, just because of the person that I am. Uh, who?
You a thug for
For
real?
me, it's kind of hard for me. For me, it's kind of hard for me to open up and be, I don't know how to say it, warm and mushy. And I don't want to, like, you know, being a guy. I don't know. It's like this for me. Going, well, I was raised in the church, but actually, like, really trying to, I don't know. It's just like something about, for me, something about like when I try to pray and go to God, sometimes it's just like I kind of feel like I'm not a man or something like that. But I mean, I pray, but don't get me wrong, it kind of feels like I'm not strong, like I'm getting weak. I don't know if that kind of sounds right to you all, but I don't know. It's just like love. I can't open up all the way the person I'm with, but it's just like I'm losing kind of me as a guy. At the same time, hey, you
Hmm.
gotta do what you gotta do. You love that person, but at the same time, like I'm not being me. But
It's called being human. I
yeah,
see
it
somebody
is.
said it's called human. Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. This is the hard question,
There,
just because of
there's
who
quite
I
a
am
bit.
as a
There,
person.
there's quite a bit to that, and
Yeah. Whew.
You all right?
Yeah. Hey, I know me, and
thank you.
I'm just like, that's a really good question, and I'm glad you asked that question because like that kind of shows me who I am as a person. But at the same time, it's just like I gotta overcome, and you gotta keep on pushing. So
Hmm.
doing all that is it's overwhelming for me at times. But hey, I just keep on pushing, and I kind of what is it? What is it? Kind of push through with giving the love and as well as controlling my masculinity or keeping it, you know, it's kind of hard for me to say. It's, you know, no,
No, I understand, and I appreciate that.
no worries.
There are females that I know that feel exactly the same way. To a certain extent, I have those same battle scars, but that's what they are. They're battle scars because I've been tired of or was tired of trying to box myself into, and when I say box, I mean literally boxing my way into somebody's heart when they weren't ready, or when their interpretation of what love was tainted. So then either they or myself self-sabotage the situation, for lack of a better term, because I'm more comfortable with the beautiful chaos than I am with the who all over there, because this feel too nice for too long. So let's see. It's one thing to be masculine. It's another thing to lose yourself to prove your masculinity, someone is saying.
Very let's call it that. I guess it's defining what masculinity is.
Period. Right. Yeah, yeah. Then you have to define masculinity. In one of the conversations, and I even heard it reiterated through someone during our pre-live, where it was masculinity was being interpreted as the same thing as immaturity. So my thing was, I don't want to take another woman's son and try to raise him as my own.
Yeah.
And the other guest said, so you mean if a man doesn't have himself together, then he's a kid? Not necessarily. I was married to someone 10 years older than me that I still felt like I was raising in matters of the heart. I was gun ho, but he wasn't even in love with himself enough to be in love with me. And I didn't know what real love was supposed to look like. I mean, people say love is the love of Christ, but Christ ain't giving me the D. No offense. So it's a little different. Um, so not in that aspect anyway, but it was a little different from the manifested standpoint. I did feel like I had to grow and plant and mature. And that was after I back, keep looking back, keep grabbing you. And at the same time, I'm trying to, you know how the cliche goes, women wear the dress, men wear the pants. I felt like it was a tug of war. I can't give you the pants unless you look like you're ready to wear them. And I'm not putting on no skirt until I know nobody else is going to slip up under there and F me, figuratively speaking. So it was very hard for me to let those go, because I just didn't feel secure enough in who that I didn't feel secure enough in the masculinity that was being portrayed as a representative, because the immaturity was still on the inside and I was still having to spoon feed. So I grew tired. It took some years, but I ended up growing tired because I just felt like I was cutting myself or strangling myself from growth at that point. So I understand where you're coming from.
Thank
It's okay, brother. You want a hug? I'm just kidding.
She said you want
you. Gotcha.
virtual hug.
So with that being said, let me see if I can give y'all a short. Let me see if I can give y'all a short one. We getting into we done made it past hour number one. 20 minutes of that was probably us trying to reconnect, but we at least made it through hour number one. Let's see. This comment says masculinity is standing firm on your beliefs, morals, and values as a man, regardless of your emotions, which is also a part of masculinity because it shows you are human, not a robot.
Nice.
I concur.
Coming
I
in
mean,
strong,
I
ain't
get
it?
it,
Yeah.
but
Listen.
I think everybody comes from a different lane. Everybody gets out a different car. Everybody's been driven. Either way. All right. So let me give y'all my next piece because it's definitely about relationship.
Right.
Give it to us.
And then from there, I'm not quite sure where we lost TK. And yeah. So you know what? The funny thing is I don't even think I've given this a title yet. So let's name it after I'm done.
Okay.
So this one starts out dangerous. Not for me, but for your sanity of danger of us. That's what endangers us. What did I do to warrant this house arrest? Of you trying to squeeze the very life out of my chest? Is this a heart attack? But what about the kickbacks and the chit chat? What about the hand claps and the shout outs and the yeah, baby, you did that. Since I tell you truth now, I've become your enemy. Are we the UFC? Because I feel like now you kicking me, and it's supposed to be you and me, not you versus me, but we. But I guess what I perceive is a different reality. And shit, at the end of the day, I think even for you, I lied to me. She has no title. She has no title yet. But in a short, there you are. If you call
That was
him, he will
dope.
come.
That was fire. That was fire. That was straight
That was
fire.
dope.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
Very much.
Hey, these free phrase be killing me. But we here. We're here.
What's your title gonna be?
That was dope. So tell me about that poem.
So that poem was basically a spit spat, is what I would call it. A spit spat. It was literally like a short argument. Hey, yo, yesterday you was my number one fan, and today you kicking me. Like, and sometimes because of the emotional attachment, you kick me harder than somebody that I'm not intimate or laying down with. So that just kind of came from I literally was standing in the kitchen thinking about a situationship and having the argument up here like what the heck? What happened? So that's where she came from, but she has no title. Maybe I'll call it spit spat. I'm not sure.
What y'all think? What you think the name of the title to be? I kind of like Spitspat though. It's different.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's unique. It's unique. I like it.
It's different. I like it.
Catchy.
Yeah, it's real
We're gonna
catchy.
call it spit spat.
Mac
Okay.
Patty like spit back.
It's either gonna be that or let's get into it. Let's get into it or spit spat. It's gonna be one of them. In the comments, I need a vote. We gonna name her
Hey, they
today.
say they like Spitspat. They like
They
Spitspat.
like spit spat. Okay, spit
Yeah.
spat it is.
Look. So I think I got one more in me. I think I
Please
do.
do.
I do. Eric, you got any more in you?
Do
Pause.
I might have another point.
Okay. Okay.
Period.
Well,
Y'all have the floor.
I mean, do you want to? I can give you the floor. I mean, I'm kind of shy in my poetry, so I want to give you the
It's
floor.
what I've been working on.
Okay, let me know if you ready. You ready?
Y'all
If you.
watch out, because when this lightning come down, I don't want to get struck because TK line up here in people's face.
Look. But I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all one more. Let me see. What poem do I want to do? Okay, here we go. They tell me don't worry. Well, it's kind of hard when your world crashing down right in front of your very own eyes. And it's the constant reminder of your failures, your incompetence, blinded by the lies you tell yourself when people ask you how you doing, you reply with, I'm fine. Don't worry. But it's all I can do when I get pulled over with 4 felons and a violent history. See, they only can see me as a thug. See, they don't see the changes I made out of mud. They only see the police profile mug, and they instantly label me as a threat as they pull their guns. But y'all tell me, don't worry. What kind of mess is that when I have to raise a black child in this injustice system, and y'all tell me don't worry, I have to tell them that your freedom of speech is not free. Keep your mouth closed, say yes, say no, sir. Keep your hands where they can be seen. Therefore, you can make a home safe, even though you can be right and they can be wrong. Only thing I can say is stay strong. Because your skin color is truly a threat to them. And they feel like we ain't supposed to be here. Like, they ain't taking us from our own land. Is that it's your plan to tell us don't worry when we can't even bet on ourselves because the odds are stacked against us? Please don't tell me that's your plan. If so, let me apologize because I have to worry because my future is blurry. See, they don't want us to be doctors, lawyers, or powerful black leaders. They want us to play ball and shoot like Stephen Curry. See, my life is in jeopardy. But they treat us like we have leprosy. But I won't let them get the best of me. See, Patrick Lynn Warren, Marvin Davis Scott III, Maurice Andre Hill, Sincere Pierce, Jonathan Dwayne Price, Carla Carson, Rashard Brooks, Joy Perry Ford, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Brown, Michael Brown, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, Jordan Edwards. See, the last six we know. The other seven have been swept under the rug like, Mom in the driveway, it's your turn to sweep. Now time for us to open our eyes for what we can see. That a little pain, a little hurt, a little mistreatment, a little discrimination helped me open my eyes. I can see that life is not sweet, but it still gave me the right recipe to survive. So when y'all tell me to don't worry, I reply with, y'all not worried about what's worrying us or worrying some us. Because y'all keep telling yourselves, don't worry about us. Don't worry. Ooh. Look, when I hit my table, I didn't mess up some stuff. Hold on, wait a minute. Gotta fix some stuff. I didn't.
I
But,
couldn't tell, man.
Oh, he slapped that table. That would
We'll
have
talk about it on Thursday. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
but yeah, that was don't worry, man. That poem was about like a lot of times when people tell you don't worry or don't worry about it. Like I have a lot to worry about. You know,
Right.
on a day-to-day basis, me raising my kids, making sure that I'm giving them the right information for them to survive later in life. Me just walking outside the house, going to work, not knowing if I can get pulled over, because the reality is that I am a felon. I have 4 felonies. You know, it's all violent crimes, and so when they pull me over, it's nothing just like it's nothing nice. It's always they pointing guns at me and stuff like that. So it's like it's very people tell me don't worry, but it's a lot to worry about, you know. And also, me just being who I am and worrying about okay, if I'm gone, what my family gonna do?
Yeah.
So when people tell you don't worry, I have to worry. Because when I say in that line, I have to worry because my future is blurry. Like that, my future is not secure. So, I have to worry about what's going on the next day or the day before that or yesterday, or how can I be a better person today for I can at least, show my kids, okay, it's okay to be good. You don't have to be bad or be this big bad person. You can just be you, be your own individual. You don't have to create a alternate persona for other people to like you or anything like that. Just be you. So, don't worry. That's what that poem is about. Don't worry.
Love it.
So what
Thank
y'all
you
tell
for
me what y'all think
sharing.
about it? What
I
did y'all get
appreciate
out
it.
of that poem?
It's powerful. It's motivating, and I can relate to it. So, you know, for me, I always cherish something I can relate to.
Most definitely, most definitely. So exclusive, I'm going ahead and give you the flow. Eric said he has another poem for you. So
Oh,
I'm going ahead, let you do.
So, Deacon, I mean, if you have another poem, that's perfectly fine. I'd love for you to go ahead and do it. Once you take care of that, I will end with self control. And then we're going to get you up on out of here unless someone else shows up to take
okay. I'll share with the people a poem that I've been
the
working
floor.
on. I
But
wrote this one on the toilet
I
as well.
think that we have done a great job for our first night outside.
Yeah. Have you ever sat down on the toilet and it was cold?
It better be cold.
And then fire came out of you on the cold toilet. The title of this poem is "Fire So Cold."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not relevant to the toilet though. But fire so cold. Through the fire, broken hearts are mended and unions are solidified. Mighty molds are beheld with purpose towards something identified. Fiery people with no purpose break hearts with no care to be criticized. Separating unions because they have no identity nor a fire have they survived. Smokeless is the scent of the one who is made whole. Crazy how the stench of money fires some up to trade their soul. I'd rather be broke and whole in heaven than on my way to hell with a pocket full of expensive coal. The world's lost its flame, but love is still the goal. Funny how lost people will burn you with fake love. So cold. There's still hope within humanity, is what I'm told. But an intriguing generation will devour you over beef sprinkled with gold. Knife in your back is the only beginning. Painful how hurt people can stand to see healed people winning. Hurt people will hurt people while grinning. But no worries, because God is still in the business of healing. He has been breathing life into folks since the beginning, extending mercy while fiery people keep on sinning. On their way to hell like a text on its way from sent to sending. No unsending, as fiery folk who failed to fire you will catch fire in a forever fire fending. Fire that burns forever like a horrible Wi-Fi connection pending. It just keeps going and going. Man, that fire is so cold.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that.
I love it.
Thank you.
So on my way out, I would love to thank everybody who came out, everybody who kept their word. Those who didn't, it's all good. I know that you meant to. So please don't, you owe no, I'm sorry, or I meant to. We good. And we're doing this every Friday night. This is Poetry After Dark. It's gonna start at 9:30, and we just gonna ride it till the wheels fall off or everybody gets sleepy. And then we'll call it Poetry After Dark, the pajama party edition, and we'll fall asleep here if need be. But I thank everybody for coming. I thank you, Deacon. Shout out to Eric Curry. I love it. I love it all. And I appreciate you, cousin one and cousin two. Feel free to follow me on all my social media platforms. I am either listed as Melissa the Exclusive, or on TikTok, it is under Exclusive Rain. Again, I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everybody that has tuned in. The last poem I'm going to give you was my first open mic night standalone baby, and she is called Self Control. Backstory: I need it. I needed it because yeah, I needed it. I too, everybody's kind of going around and have criminal record. And sometimes it is easily provoked to take me there. However, um, I was being taught a lesson at the time, and self control was it. So, without further ado, I am going to give you self control, and then I am going to ask TK to come up and close us out. Is that a church term only? Close
Yeah,
us
it is a
out.
church term.
But here is self control. Yeah, right. Here is self control. Self control. Is it like a form of bondage or even paying homage to the laws, commandments, and statutes that physically, spiritually, and mentally confine you? or just confine you. Self control. It's holding your emotions and your mouth on hold. You got to freeze them cold. Because, baby, once you warm up this tongue, it becomes a dagger. And it'll incinerate and slice up your whole happily ever after. But simultaneously, it'll fill me up with laughter. Let's unpack this disaster, shall we? Suppose I called you a slut and your mama a mutt and said your dad was a deadbeat that was born from a misguided nut, but self control will make me shut up. Nah. Inside this mental space, there are padded walls. And in order to walk these halls, you got to have the balls, big draws. No matter what certificate, what doctorate, or what PhD, it will never amount to the levels of this degree. No matter what you add or you take away, it'll never resolve my problem. My name, when you write it out and pronounce it backwards, spells asylum. I know it's crazy. Self control. I try to grab some every day when I wake up. But me, I just end up with two hands if I really don't give a fuck. You ever wrestled with yourself? I have. And I've taken the L. So I don't have a W to feed to nobody else. Oh well. Pay attention while this schooling is in session. Don't become the lesson or the focus of my aggression. Because that he said and that she said, it's got you clouded with the wrong perception. And I feel the disconnection. So before you head in the wrong direction, I'm going to scream, objection! While I finish my profession about self control. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Thank you
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Thank you
Straight
for all the perfection. Thank you for all the wisdom. Thank you just for pouring in general. I hope this is not the first or the last time that I'm going to see your faces.
right. Most definitely.
TK, I know this is mine, but it's your baby that you help co-produce and put out here. So I would love to hear your feedback about night one of Poetry After Dark. And then if you could close us out, sir, it would be an honor to me. Again, my name is Exclusive. I keep it 100 because anything less is somebody else. I have and will be your host of Poetry After Dark every Friday night from 9:30 until the wheels fall off.
Look, hands of applause to you, hand of applause to you. Hey, this was a wonderful night, wonderful night. Hey, I enjoyed it. We got some poetry off. We have new people coming to the live and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is just day one. We're gonna grow. We're gonna continue this, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger. And more people see us more, being more active with our poetry and going out and being, being visual with it. It might give them power to come up on the stage and do it too. Because I know a lot of people is camera shy and also being on camera. So, but it's okay. Like my first time being in front of the camera or being in front of everyone, I bombed. I'm not gonna hold you. I got my tongue was getting dry, my mouth getting dry. I'm gonna start sweating and start fumbling in words. I'm like, oh no, I don't think I can do this. Anxiety, know. But hey, you got to take those first steps. Shake it off. Take those first steps. So tonight was excellent. You know, we
Night
entertained.
one, but night
Eric
one.
Curry. Eric Curry. What is your thing?
Are you not entertained?
What? Huh? What? We was entertained. Yes, we was.
Entertained. For real.
We are
This is
entertainers.
look. We are here. So come back next Friday at 9:30. We probably have more poets come up and spit their poetry. Hey, this not where it stop here. Sunday, we have our Real Talk Sunday with the poets. Real Talk Sundays on the poets. So hey, our conversation be deep, People, we getting a lot of feedback on our conversation. So, Real Talk Sunday is a thing from the poets. We hear different perceptions from the poets and what they thinking about other things. So, but also we are We want other people to come and join. Let me see what y'all thinking about. Come in. This is a safe place. You're safe. We cool. This is a safe place. So, must shout out to the host, exclusive, shout out to Eric Curry, his people, shout out to y'all. Hey, and anytime y'all want to be on the show, hey, just call up or, inbox me, let me know. Hey, we want to hear from y'all. We just not the only time that we want to see y'all. We want to see y'all more and more and more. It's the only way we're going to
I'm
grow.
trying to sit on the set. How can I get on? I want to set. You know what
Hey,
I
we
mean?
can
I
work
want
that
to
out.
sit on the set. I want
Hey,
to
we
sit
can work it
on the
out for you
set.
and TK to come on the show.
Look,
Period.
hey, we'll be there. Don't worry about it. Hey, if you call, I will come.
There we go.
Look, I will make it. Hey, hey, that's the only way we grow. Cross promotion, cross branding. Hey,
Yeah.
that's what we do. But
We're gonna make it happen.
but
We're gonna
exclusive.
make it
I'm
happen.
not gonna break us out. You're the host. So I'm gonna let you do your hostess stuff, and break us out of here.
Okay, perfect. Dear God, I'm just kidding. Not really, but I am. Um, may we leave this building, but never your presence, Lord. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I thank God for the opportunity, and I thank God for where this is growing and going. Like you said, it is day one, but it is the day one. So I wish you all love, peace, and extreme happiness from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. May everywhere that your feet tread enlarge your territory. Be good, be safe, and good night.